Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Now, this week was a little bit different than normal. We did have some meals at home. I did go off meal plan a couple times, and then we decided last minute to take a little mini vacation and head to the mountains. So I'll show you what we had at home and while we were out on vacation. Now, I do have a playlist down in my description box below of my What's for Dinner videos. So if you're looking for some more weeknight meal ideas for you and your family, you can check out that playlist. All right, let me show you what we had this week. For dinner this first night, I did go off meal plan. My husband was at the gym and didn't want dinner before he left. So while he was gone, I dug through the fridge and freezer to find something to throw together. I had just a few of these Tyson Anytizers popcorn chicken, so I cooked those in the air fryer. And I decided to do like a copycat O'Charlie's chicken salad. So I've got some crumbled bacon, shredded cheese, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, just a few fried onions, some green onions, and then I had this O'Charlie's honey mustard in my fridge. And then I just took an egg. I placed it into the air fryer carefully at 270 degrees, cooked it for about 16 minutes, and then let it cool slightly and peeled it. This was my salad. This was so yummy. I love these like Southern style type chicken salads. They're so good. I've been wanting ribs, and last week Kroger had their pork ribs at a really great deal. So I went and grabbed two. They were buy one, get one free. I placed one in my freezer for later and knew I wanted to cook one rack up. So when I cook ribs, I like to do them in my slow cooker. I don't have a smoker, and I like the way they turn out in the slow cooker. Here's what I'm going to use to make them. So I've got some barbecue sauce. I have Sweet Baby Ray's. That's what I've got on hand. Use your favorite. For the seasonings, normally I use like a homemade rub, but I have these Kinder seasonings I'm working through. So I'm using the barbecue and the brown sugar garlic. I'm also going to add just a little bit of Dr. Pepper just for some moisture, and then a couple drops of liquid smoke. So to the crock pot, I have added the ribs. I rubbed them really well with both of the seasonings, and then I added the barbecue sauce, and then just a splash of the Dr. Pepper to the bottom and a couple drops of the liquid smoke. You don't need a lot of the liquid smoke. A little goes a long way. I covered the crock pot and I cooked these on low for about 6 to 8 hours or so. Just kind of keep an eye on it. It depends on your crock pot. When they're super tender, they're ready. And I forgot to mention this, I did pull the membrane off of the back of the ribs. You want to make sure you pull that off. So once they were tender, I just placed them on an aluminum covered cookie sheet, brush them with a little bit more of the barbecue sauce, and then place them under the broiler for just a couple minutes just to let that barbecue sauce kind of get thick and glazed. Now, to go along with the ribs, I'm going to make a pasta salad. Let me show you how I like to put that together. Now, here's what I like to use for my like Italian style pasta salad. Use whatever you and your family like. I've got some garden rotini pasta. I'm going to cook that according to the package instructions, drain it really well, and allow it to cool. Italian salad dressing, this McCormick Salad Supreme seasoning, some olives. Now, I don't prefer olives, so I always make it without it, and then I add the olives to my husband's portion. Some tomatoes, cucumber, got some leftover bell pepper I want to use up, so I'll toss that in. And then I like having these artichokes on hand. I get these at Trader Joe's. They're the perfect amount for salads or flatbread pizzas, that kind of thing. I have some mozzarella cheese I'm going to cut up, and then normally I just use pepperoni in this salad, but I have these little protein packs and they have salami and pepper jack cheese. I got them for my husband, but I think he forgot about them because they've been in the fridge for a little bit. So I'm just going to use that, and then if I feel like it needs more pepperoni, I'll add that later. To assemble the salad, we're basically going to just combine everything into a large mixing bowl. So I've got my cooked and drained pasta. I'm going to add in my Italian dressing. Now, if you don't have this or you don't want to use it, you could just do like olive oil or olive oil and vinegar, make your own homemade vinaigrette. I'm going to stir that until it's combined really well, and then add in all of my veggies. Now, this salad is great to take to potlucks or barbecues, cookouts, because it doesn't have any mayonnaise in it. You don't have to worry about it setting out. I like to make it either early in the morning or the night before so that all the flavors have time to marinate, come together. If you do that though, just be aware that your pasta will soak up the dressing. So you might want to add just a little bit more dressing before you serve it. And like I said earlier, use whatever vegetables, I started to say fruit, any vegetables, meat, cheeses that you like. Now, one other thing about this salad that I really like is when I used to work outside the home, I would make this salad like on Sunday for meal prep and then take it for lunch throughout the week. It's good, it's filling. You've got your protein, you've got your vegetables, your pasta. It's filling, and it's something you don't have to worry about heating up. It's just good to eat at your desk. All right, so once everything's stirred together really well, like I said, I'm just going to cover this and place this into the refrigerator until we're ready for it for dinner. When I was doing my grocery order and I typed in Dr. Pepper for the ribs, these baked beans popped up. I haven't seen these before. I haven't tried them, so I decided to give them a whirl. I'm just going to place them into this small saucepan, add a little bit of barbecue sauce, as well as some crumbled bacon pieces, and the same seasonings that I used on the ribs, so the Kinder's barbecue and the brown sugar garlic. I stirred all that up and gave it a taste and decided to add in some minced onion as well. And I'm just going to cook these on low until they're heated through and we're ready to have dinner. Here's what the finished doctored up baked beans look like. And I only used 1 can because my husband's not a big baked bean fan. And here are the finished plates. So we have the pasta salad, the ribs, and then we have the baked beans. I did give my husband just a little tiny bit of the baked beans. He didn't hate them, he didn't love them, but he said they weren't bad. So I'll take that as a win. This was dinner this night. This was so incredibly delicious. I cannot wait to make that other rack of ribs I've got in my freezer. For dinner the next night, I tried a new recipe for something called Tamale Pie. Now, I know several of you had mentioned in my grocery haul where I mentioned this was on the meal plan that you were looking forward to seeing how I make this. I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. I filmed this as part of an upcoming cookbook collab. It's hosted by Tamara at Southern Wife Everyday Life. So how I made this will be out in a couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that video if you'd like to see how I made this. Now, this next dinner was also off of the meal plan, but we had decided this night to do a last minute kind of weekend getaway. And so I didn't feel like cooking anything and, doing dishes and cleaning up the kitchen. And plus, we had a few things in the fridge that I wanted to use up. So I decided to make myself a chicken salad wrap. I love these things. I shared this recently in a What's for Lunch video. I'll try to remember to link that down in the description box below. But here's what I'm going to use to make the wrap. In a bowl, I'm going to add this shredded chicken, some mayonnaise, dry ranch dressing mix, and these cranberry and pecans. I'm going to stir it until it's well combined. And then on one of these flat out wraps, I'm going to lay down some lettuce, lay down some of that chicken salad and the sunflower seeds, roll it up, and then that'll be it. So here are the plates. I've got my chicken salad wrap, and we had some of that leftover pasta, so that's what I had. And then for my husband, we had a few ribs left over, so we just warmed that up for him, and he had some of the pasta salad as well. And this was our dinner this night. Now, the rest of the meals are going to be from our little mini vacation, so if that's not something you're interested in, totally understand, go ahead and exit out, and I'll see you on next week's video. You can also check out my What's for Dinner playlist down in the description box below for lots of other really yummy weeknight meal ideas. So this first night, we had driven from our house to the Blue Ridge Mountains in Ellijay, Georgia. I've mentioned before on my channel that we have fallen in love with that area. We really love going to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, but we found here lately that everything is just so booked up. And, it's really crazy busy, very touristy. And the Blue Ridge Mountains to us are just as beautiful, and it's a lot less touristy. So we've really been enjoying going there. But anyway, this first night, we just ordered takeout from a local hibachi restaurant. We picked it up on our way to the cabin and then just ate at the cabin once we got everything unloaded. So we just did chicken, shrimp, and steak hibachi. It, of course, came with the fried rice, vegetables, yum yum sauce, and then, of course, it came with the soup and salad as well. And we had leftovers that we had for lunch one day while we were up there as well. Quick side note, I bought some strawberries, blackberries, and blueberries at the grocery store, and I didn't want them to go bad while we were gone, so I brought yogurt, the fruit, and some granola, and that's what we had for breakfast and also for a snack a time or two while we were on vacation. We just did fruit and yogurt parfaits with granola. All right, so the next day we tried a new restaurant, to us anyway. It's called Smoke and Ease Barbecue. It was so incredibly delicious. To get started, we had their, I think they call them redneck egg rolls. It was pulled pork pork and mac and cheese inside the egg roll, and then you dipped it in barbecue sauce. Sounds weird. They were so incredibly delicious. For my entree, I did their smoked sausage, mac and cheese, and the potato salad. The mac and cheese in the picture, it looks a little separated. It wasn't that separated in person, but it was still tasted really, really good. And then for my husband's entree, he got their ribs with potato salad and fries. Those ribs were so incredibly delicious. So good. We will definitely go back to that restaurant next time we're here. Now, after we ate that ginormous barbecue lunch that was so incredibly delicious, I had a hankering that we would not really be in the mood for a big dinner and not want to venture back away from the cabin. And I was right. So on our way back to the cabin, I had stopped at I think a Walgreens to grab some drinks. And I decided on a whim to grab one of these frozen pizzas. And I'm so glad that I did, because for dinner this night, we just popped the frozen pizza into the oven and we ate on the couch while we watched the new Jurassic Park movie and had kind of a little date night at the cabin. This next day, we slept in super late and didn't eat breakfast or lunch. And so we had a really early dinner, like around 3 o'clock. We went to a restaurant called Y.O.Y.O. We've been there one time before, and it was so delicious. We knew we wanted to get there again this trip. It's in Blue Ridge, Georgia. So to start out with, we got their crab dip. My husband got their shrimp cocktail. And then for his entree, he got the lobster roll, which came with fries. And I got their fish tacos, which came with rice and beans, and it was delicious. All right, and that is it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. It gave you some dinner ideas or inspiration. If it did, please hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.